Hey there, students. Welcome to Intro to Sociology. My name is Kate Lawson, and I will be your instructor this summer quarter. So excited to have you and welcome. So this video is just to get you orientated with the course and get you pretty much an understanding of what to expect in terms of your weekly responsibilities. So again, welcome. So happy to have you. This is a asynchronous online course, meaning we will not meet anytime in real time. All of the lectures are pre-recorded for you. So that's important for you to consider. I will never ask you to to log on to Zoom or something at a certain time. So that's important for you to know. The syllabus has been posted on Canvas, and so make sure you read through that really well. The syllabus is a blueprint for the course. You're going to find a lot more of the intricate information that I won't mention here in the course video. So make sure you read through that really carefully, and of course, if you have any questions, absolutely reach out. You will also find that I use what's known as an open education resource, or OER. This is simply, in layman's terms, it is an online textbook. And so I love this because you don't have to spend any money. We don't have to wait for students to get their textbooks in the mail. So the OER is right there for you. I have also divided the sections that you're going to be reading weekly on Canvas. So every module will have a little section that you need to read from the online book as well. So that's all set up for you. You don't need to worry about getting a book or anything like that. And so while I'm on it, the course is set up in modules, like I was mentioning. Each week, students should expect to do their reading, listen to an online audio lecture, submit some kind of assignment or paper, and lastly, complete a 10-question multiple choice quiz, right? And every week, that's going to be pretty much the setup. Some weeks are a little heavier in terms of the weight of the assignment, but for the most part, that's what you should expect. Um, I also offer office hours every week, so you can meet with me in real time on Zoom. It's going to be Wednesday from 12 to 1. If that time doesn't work for you, feel free to reach out and we can set up another time that does. The only times I don't meet past 5 o'clock. I have like normal, business hours. So between the hours of 9 to 5, I'm happy to meet with you. But you're always welcome to send an email at any time, obviously, and within 24 hours, I will be back to you. So, the thing that I really like to mention in terms of this little video is, in an online class, and especially in the summer, we're going to go really fast. And so it's important for you to understand that this is a compressed course, meaning we're doing more than we would in a traditional quarter, right? We're doing this over the 8 weeks. And so, if you were taking this course over spring or something like that, it would be divided over 12 weeks. This is going to be 8 weeks. So that means, you should expect that certain weeks are going to be double time. And so that's really important for you to consider. You should put aside 9 to 10 hours for this class a week. If you cannot do that because of work or other responsibilities, I would recommend taking this class at another time. So online classes are great for things like flexibility, but it still takes a certain amount of self-determination and discipline, right? And so keep that in mind. I'm always here for you, right? But it really is you logging in, and I recommend even daily, logging in daily, making sure you have a sense of what's coming next week. The course is all set up for you, so you can go through and get a sense of what you're going to be doing through the whole quarter. Nothing's going to change on that end. So I think students kind of appreciate that. And then lastly, just to give you, well, there's a few other things I wanted to mention. You are given a free pass, and so the free pass allows students to turn in one assignment up to a week late with no penalty whatsoever. Simply write in the comments section of Canvas that you're using the free pass, and I'll know that that's what you're using. After you use your free pass, there will be a penalty for each assignment that's submitted, and all of the specifics are located in the syllabus. And then lastly, plagiarism. I have a zero tolerance policy. And what this means is I'm obviously not going to be like so strict if you forget to quote like one line or something like that. But of course, if it's very obvious that you've plagiarized, if you've cut and paste, for instance, another student's paper, something like you found online, anything like that that's like overtly cheating, like you didn't write most of this paper, you will get a zero for the class, and I do hold the right to actually kick you out or just give you an F for the class. I really don't want to do this, but I'm not going to lie. There's a lot of cheating that goes on in these online classes, and so I will do that if I find that that's what's happening. You should also know that there's plagiarism software, so it's called Turnitin, and it's going to pick up anything that has been submitted before. And so another thing to consider, don't reuse a paper that you wrote for another class. I know there's sometimes an overlap, but if you submit a paper that you submitted for your Ames class or another sociology class or whatever, I will not be accepting it, and it will be considered plagiarized. So the expectation is that the work that you're doing for this class is original work, that you're doing for this class. So hopefully we don't have any issues like that, but please just, keep in mind that that is my policy, and there's reasons why I have this policy. The other thing to think about is if there's anything happens throughout this next 8 weeks, you, for instance, are sick or something's going on in your life that you can't meet the responsibilities of the course, I am happy to work with you and to set up a plan to get you where you need to be by the end. But it's really, 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 really important that you reach out when this is happening, that you don't reach out the last week of class when you haven't done anything for 8 weeks and say, oh my gosh, I was even in the hospital, like things like that. Of course, if you're in the hospital and you can't send an email, I will work with you. But I'm really asking just for an email if something's going on, right? And so please don't, I get these emails every quarter where I will have a student who's saying I'm having a mental health crisis, but they have a 0% in the class and they're asking to finish the class in a week. And so I don't have the resources to do that. And of course, if something like that is going on, a student like that needs pretty serious help. And so, please don't ask the last week of the course to finish the course. I'm going to, I will cite this video when I say, remember when I said, please, 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 please don't do that. And of course, it's out of, respect for my time as well. I set aside a certain amount of time, and it's not to complete, to work with a student to finish an entire course in 1 week or something like that. So just keep in mind, the course isn't set up like that either. We have discussions that the expectation is that you're doing it weekly. So and I only say that because it's really hard when I get these emails at the end of the quarter when students are failing or not happy with their grades. And so again, I am happy to work with you. But especially in an online class, it's really, really important that if there's something you don't understand, you're reaching out, keep in mind, I'm expecting you to come to office hours and go, hey, I need help with my paper. I don't know how to find the research or whatever. I'm not a mind reader. I don't know. So you have to know that I am here waiting for you. And I'm happy to help you or point you in the direction of the resources that you need. But you have to have that responsibility of reaching out. Okay. So please don't come to me later and say, I didn't know how to do this, right? I'm here waiting for you. So keep that in mind. And enough about that stuff, because I don't even like talking about that stuff. So again, just reach out. Let me know what's going on. Don't reach out the last week when barely anything's been done, right? And just keep in mind also that if you've done everything throughout the quarter and you've been great, and the last week something happens, yes, reach out, right? But just don't reach out if you have a 14%, right? Because I seriously get this, right? You should know where I'm coming from. Anyways, lastly, I just wanted to share a little bit of background of myself. As you know, I obviously work at Green River, but I've been working at Green River for, I think I'm on my 5th or 6th year. About 2 years ago, I received tenure, and tenure is essentially, me saying that Green River will be my forever home. It's quite a process to go through, and I probably don't ever want to do it again. But I'm really, really happy, and I feel really honored to be able to share with you what I love and my passions and things like that. And so I take this job really seriously because I really, really love it. And I think for some of you, this will be the only exposure you'll get to like a formal sociology class, although you live sociology, right? Like this is the world we live in. But I just feel really honored to have this privilege to share with you this subject that I have truly fallen in love with. I've been doing this since I was 18 years old. I'm 40 years old now. So I've, been studying sociology for over 20 years, and I still love it as much as I did when I was many of your guys' age. So just again, I really love this. And I think it's a subject in which everybody can find something they relate to, right? And I really tried to build the course in a way that you can choose topics, for instance, that interest you. I try to make it student centered in that way, in that, if you love video games, well, write a paper on video games, or or whatever interests you. And so there's so many cool things in sociology. Again, I'm so honored to share this stuff with you. In terms of my specialty, I also teach the crime and deviant, the criminology course, and the social deviance course. I also teach a drugs course that I just taught it for the first time in the spring, and it was so fun. I loved it. Um, but I teach kind of the darker courses on campus, which I love. But you'll see that some of my examples and things come from where my specialty is, which is this crime and deviance. And if you love, these topics and things, consider taking a more specific class like criminology. We also have gender, race, and my wonderful colleague Sarah Keene teaches most of the other ones. So again, this is an introduction class. It's just to get your kind of feet wet in terms of what we do in sociology and how we do it. Um, a little bit about me personally. I've lived in Washington for close to 7 years now. I'm originally from Southern California. I moved up here 7 years ago just because I didn't want to live there anymore, and I'm really glad that I did. It's amazing because the more I live here, the more I love it. Obviously, it took some acclimating, but this place is so freaking beautiful, and I'm in love with it. So I'm really thankful to be here. And sorry, I'm one of those Californians that is moving in, right? But I've been here for a while, so I'm not that bad. Um, but thank you for sharing your state with me. I just absolutely love it. I live in Renton, so I'm relatively close to campus. I have a 10-year-old daughter, and I'm married. Especially on days like this, after this video. In fact, I was like, I just need to make this video, and then I'm hitting the trail. I'm gonna go out on the trail and do some walking. I just love being outside during these times. Um, what else? Yeah, I moved from SoCal. Love being outside, love my job, love my students. I really do. I'm back on campus in fall, so if you are interested, take a class on campus. I really want to motivate students to do that because I know being online is super convenient. As same with me, right? I'm not going to be on campus during the summer. But after going back in spring, I realized how important it is to be in person. And that's for myself too, because again, I like being warm and cozy in my pajamas working too. But it was just so motivating to be with students again, and I kind of felt that was reciprocal. Like they were also motivated in that they were in the classroom. And so if you have never been in the classroom, which I know some of you have not in person, I would really push you just to do at least one or two classes because it's very, very different. And the connections you make with your classmates and your instructors is much deeper, just at least in my opinion. So not to say that we can't have that kind of relationship. It's a very different dynamic. So anyways, again, I just wanted to make this video to introduce myself, give you some background on the course. But I just want you to know that I'm absolutely rooting for you. And again, if there's any questions or concerns that you have, never ever hesitate to reach out. All right, folks, I hope you have a great day, and I'm looking forward to this course with you. Take care.